Hey guys, LongHaul Larry, and we are in the ADL shop. And I've been installing these in all the trucks. I've been putting these lights, these side lights on the fairings, and for helping them backing up and everything else. The trucks already have the lights that are in the back of the cab to put lights where you can hook up to the trailer and everything else. When you're bobtailing, you can see back up to the trailer and all that stuff. But when you're backing a trailer up, these trucks don't have lights that are on the outside of them. And you can't really see it. It's hard at nighttime, especially if it's like raining and stuff. It's really hard. When you're backing up into a dock or something, there's usually lines painted on the ground. You can't see them. And so I found these lights on Amazon. And I bought these lights and I installed them on my UTV. And the boss saw these lights. And he asked me, he said, hey, how do you think those would work for lights on the side of the truck for backup lights? I said, they're super bright. And he said, send me a link. And so I sent him a link, and I came out here, and he bought a whole case of them. And I was like, why'd you buy so many? He goes, for the price, he goes, it was only $28 for an LED light. And they're nice and low profile. And he goes, I thought they were single lights. And he goes, so I bought 12 of them for 6 trucks or whatever, and he goes, now I got a whole bunch. So I've been installing these on all the trucks. And I've been installing these on all the trucks, and they work really super nice. I've been saying in videos and stuff, oh, I hooked up backup lights on this truck and this truck tonight or whatever. And I've had quite a few people actually ask me, say, well, could you do a video on installing the lights? Pretty simple. Just a couple of holes, mount it up, a little bit of wiring, there you go. Now, these trucks, this is a Volvo, and this truck is 801. And this truck, when he got this truck, he actually ordered it, and he wanted lights put on there. And you can see the light right up there. And he wanted the lights on the back so when you back up and everything. And he told them to mount them on the outside of the fairing. And they told him, we can't do that. You can't mount those on you can't mount backup lights on the outside. Okay, that's bull. So, those lights up there, I can tell you right now, those are like 150 bucks. You see those at truck dealers and stuff, they always have lights set up and stuff. Those things are like LED lights, real fancy, about 150 bucks. That's where they mounted them in all these Volvos and stuff. And the boss says, I want these on because these work really good. So these are the lights that I got. I got them from Amazon. And it says auto feed LED light bar. Can't even read that. For truck, ATV, boat. Part number is X001TZNFN5. And made in China. So this is what you get in the kit. There's 2 of them. I've already installed the other side. I was just working and I thought, you know what? People asking me if I'll install these, so if I'll video installing these, so I decided, you know what? I'm gonna do it. So right here they are. And they're super bright, guys. I don't know what the lumens are on them, but they're really super bright. And they're real low profile. You put them on here and they sit just like that. And they do not stick out that far and stuff. Your mirrors are way out past these things. If somebody's this close, well, somebody's going to hit anyways. So, mounting these on here. This one here is actually pretty easy. Because the wires are right up there. And I did one of these just a little while ago. One of the Volvos, he had me do it on there. And I went through and I did it, and I ran all the wires up, and I mounted it to the lights in there, drilled a hole in, ran my wiring in through, tied it all through. And then I flipped the switch on, and I had the 2 side ones on, and I had those 2 on the top, and I had 2 there. That truck has a lot of backup lights. I just kind of laughed about it. I was like, oh, I could have just took those off and ran the wires down. But the boss came on next day and looked at it, and he was like, oh man, you should have pulled those off. I said, well, now that guy really has some light backing up. But this one's a pretty quick install. We're just going to be drilling a hole. I actually drilled 2 holes, mount the bracket, mount this light up, run the wire through, take that light off, cut the wire, stretch out the wire, put some connectors in there, loom, and tie it together. So just get started. All right. So basically what we do is the one on the other side, I put it 20 inches up. Now I will tell you that I have mounted the other ones lower. I've mounted them down here, but I'm mounting these up a little bit higher, just above this bracket. So they'll come out up in here, and the wires are just right there, so I just run down. The other ones I mount down here, and I run the wires along the bottom, so I don't know. And I'm just kind of angling these down a little bit. Comes with this little hardware kit right here. And I think it's a 15/16 drill I got in here. And I just put it about there. Stick the drill bit in there. I'm going to center about the mark. Not to be crazy particular about it. This is fiberglass, so you don't want to press really hard on it because then it'll splinter out the other side. Let the drill do it. Actually, let's crank this up. So you get a nice clean hole. You don't want to press like super hard on because then it'll just bust out the other side. Be careful brushing it off like this. You get little pieces of fiberglass and stuck in your fingers. All right. So it comes with this bolt, lock washer, and a nut. Put this through there. And I've thought about putting bigger washers on the back side of here. Because this is fiberglass. And I thought about putting a bigger washer on here, but to tell you the truth, guys, if this would get hit, I would actually rather that it just breaks out right around the bolt. That doesn't take a huge hunk out of it. Then you can always just put the light back on and put a light back on there and stuff, and put a washer behind it to hold it. But then if you put a big washer to have a big space, it's going to bust it all out and everything. And guys, even if they do get hit, they're $14 a piece. So now we got that hole, so now we need a hole for our wire. So I just kind of go in the center, drill a hole back here. I got this here long bolt. Down through there. It's a 5/16. And I kind of just, I angle them, I want them to point down a little bit, because down here, I usually put them straight, but up here, I'm kind of pointing them down, because you want to kind of see the lines when the dock doors and stuff. Most stuff is down. There's really nothing that's going to be up when you're backing in docks and stuff like that, but these things do shine up and down. But I kind of just point the majority of the light so that it's going down and kind of pointing out. It's going along here, because your trailer is going to be over here. So that way you get the light out here. But on these lights, they do have a top and a bottom light that shines on the top and the bottom. And then there's a little piece of plastic on here. Go. Just like so. Let's take this zip tie off. This one off. go. Alright, so I'm just going to cut this wire, because this wire, they've actually wired it in through the cab, which is nice and everything. I'm going to cut this wire. I'm going to cut it just a little bit extra, about here. And what I'm doing is I'm leaving some, because guess what? I'm going to use these lights. These are really nice LED lights, but the way that they're positioned in here, they just don't work it. But guess what? The service truck. I could put these on the back of the service truck. You know, yeah, we have some more of those other lights, but hey, we could put those up in the front, put those around where you want a low profile light, but on the back of the bed of the back of the truck, you can have these pointing out. Don't matter how big they are. Might as well reuse them, right? So we got some, I left the wire along so I can make some connections. And we'll use those on the service truck. So, strip this wire open. That's about all we need. And we'll just strip the wire here. And I gotta tell you guys, I bought these strippers off of Amazon. I got these in a kit. These things are super nice. You know what? I'm going to go get the case and show you guys these things. I bought it as a kit. It's a strippers and crimper kit for doing wiring. Let me go get the kit. Guys, I bought this kit here. It's IWISS. IWISS. There they are. IWISS. And it comes with this here crimper. I love this crimper. I am super in love with this thing. I'm not a big electrical guy, but this really, really makes it easy doing connections. And the Boss had one of these in here, but it's really super big. It's a lot bigger, and it's hard to get into tight places. And on his, you crimp it, and you go like this, and it crimps it at a certain, pressure. And if it doesn't go fully closed, you have to sit here and squeeze and push a lever on it to release it back out. This one here has a tensioner thing on it. It's right here. And you adjust this tensioner to get the amount of pressure you want. And when you get that pressure, it releases automatically. So it automatically releases. I like it. But it does have the safety thing where you can release it right here. And it also comes with this pair of strippers. And these strippers are super nice, guys. They do a really good job. So I tell you right now, these things are really nice. I really like this. It's IWISS, I guess it's called. But those things work super, super good. Okay, so we got our wire here. And the one problem with this, I know people are going to say so, is the wires going out of here are red and black. The wires up there are black and white. White is usually your ground. Okay? Well, I don't know why these are red and black. Why not a white? I don't know. It just is the way it is. But then the wires in the truck are kind of that setup. So I'm using a red and a black wire, kind of same as this. And I'm making the red to positive wire. So I'm going to be hooking up red down here, but then I'm going to hook the red up to the white, or to the black up there, and the black to the white. It's just the way it is. Okay, so these things here are color coded. So you got a red connector, smaller connector, blue, yellow, and you just put it inside there, and you slide it on down to the end so it's on the middle, and you just feed your wire in there. I got some dielectric grease. Put that in there so that your metal part of your connector is in there. It bumps against and stops, and then you just boom. That's all you do, guys. And I'm telling you, it is a perfect crimp. It is really super nice. It doesn't cut the plastic coating on these heat shrink connectors like a lot of them do. They'll crimp too much, And the kit comes with a bunch of different jaws that fits in there to handle all different types of connectors. So you just put the jaws in that fits for the connectors that you want. So there we go. Bombs out. Whoop. See? Perfect. So now we'll do the two up top. Go. I don't know what I did with my torch. What's in my pocket? And the one thing about when you're doing these heat shrink connectors too, don't overdo them. Don't leave the torch on too much because you'll actually pull the plastic right off the connector. So just so they just start to touch the wire, good to go. And you can see I put that dielectric grease in there and that will like squeeze out and stuff. And then when you're putting them in loom like this and everything, just give them a little bit to cool down because the connectors have like a glue in them, and so when they shrink down around the wire, it actually kind of glues on. But then if you go pushing them in there, you could actually pull the wires out. And you might push them in there and not even know you did it, and then you turn everything on and it don't work. So just give them a second to cool down. And they're getting there. There we go. It's good to go. Okay. Another zip tie. Go. Put one down here just for giggles. Oh, I missed it. Ah! Oh, wait a minute. It didn't go off. I thought it went off. Yeah, it did go off. Grab another zip tie. Go. And I do have a cutters. I don't know what I did with them. Too many things in my pockets. They're not in my pockets. Starting to talk like John's. Accenting my S's. Just saying, guys. Remember a couple of videos ago I had one of these? I talked about this. That's what you hear going down the road. Yep. I don't know what I did with my little cutoff things. I'll just use these. Cut off for zip ties. Do. And there we go, guys. We are wired up. So we got that side on, set up. And we got that side all done over the two. I got that one all mounted up. So let's flip them on. see, make sure they work. Alright, Volvos, you gotta turn the key on to make them work. Boom. It's working. There we go. Everything is all done and everything else. So I'm gonna back them out and I'll have the camera set up outside. You guys can see how much light they provide out here in the dark. And but you can see out there, it's already lighting up the old UD out there. But I'm going to grab a spare tire. I'm going to put a spare tire in here. He doesn't have a spare tire in his tire rack, so I'm going to put one in there for him. So I think you guys can see how much that lights up back there. It really does light things up. You can really see well. It's really nice, actually. I love those lights. And I to tell you the truth, Big Blue never even had lights in the back of the cab the whole time I've had it. How's it go? The mechanic has the worst truck. You never get time to work on your own stuff. You know, I was always working on everybody. I never had the lights working. It was messed up wiring and stuff. Finally, when I got out of it, we actually fixed the wiring and stuff, and then we added those lights on. And then I jumped into the black truck, and I had put those lights on there. And the first time I backed up, I was like, "Oh, I've been missing this." Yeah, it's really nice backing up into doors and stuff at night, delivering places, picking up and stuff. And you can back into places, and they're super bright. I've actually had truck drivers, I've seen them back, I've been backing in next to them, and I'll be watching them in my mirrors, and I'll be sitting in the driver's seat, and they'll be getting unloaded, and I'll come back in the next to them, and they're like this, they're putting their hands up, and they're blocking their eyes, because it's really super bright. They're really nice. So there you guys go, there's the install of those lights. I've put them on, I think, every truck. But I don't think John's truck has it, to tell you the truth. I don't think I've ever put them on John's truck. I don't know, I gotta ask him. His might be the only truck it doesn't have. The silver Volvo may not. No, I put him on the silver Volvo. Yeah, I don't think John's truck has it. He's going to be the last one, I guess. I don't know. But I'm going to let you guys go. I hope that everybody out there is having themselves a great day, great night as they watch this here video. And if they're not, well, certainly try that all over again tomorrow. I'm going to get cleaned all up and everything, go take a shower, and it's Betty bye time for me. And got to get up tomorrow and start another day in the shop. List of things to do. See ya.